I like to dance.
Oh, that's it. Huh? That's your dance.
That's all I got for this show.
Watch out. Yeah.
And I quit.
Welcome to 52 Weeks of Horror, where we are making that scary. We just got back from seeing Blair Witch.
Yes, we did.
But first, before we get to our thoughts and opinions on that movie, we saw a couple previews. We saw a preview for Bye Bye Man. What did you think of that one?
It seems like there's a boogeyman, or Slender Man, or Sinister, anything. It's something that's been done multiple times.
I actually thought it was going to be a Sinister movie.
I know, I was kind of excited, although I never saw Sinister 2. I'd like to see it, but
yeah,
I liked the first one, so.
Yeah, the first one was cool, but yeah, I thought this was going to be that. But the guy, the face looked wrong, so I was like, I don't know, maybe this isn't it. But it's going in that vein of a Sinister type movie, and I could be wrong about what it's going to be about, but it looks pretty close. You see the guy, you say his name, he's here, and therefore he's haunting you.
You know what I actually thought they were trying to do was remake Candyman, which with the whole you say his name and all that type of thing. Right. I don't know. I'll wait until it happens.
I like Candyman.
I like
cool.
Candyman.
Yeah.
I'm still, at the age of 27, not allowed to watch Candyman because my mom says I'm not allowed to.
She's seen it.
But you know what I am kind of excited for,
What's that?
even though it looks ridiculous, is the Ouija movie.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that one. That one looked kind of cool. I like the fake spiritualism aspect of it. I kind of wish they just make a movie about that,
or a TV series or something like that. I would love to see a TV series about a woman trying to raise her kids, or somebody trying to survive in the 60s, 70s. I don't know. What's
1860s, 70s ish. Spiritualism first started after the Civil. Okay, wow.
Wait, no, but in that movie, what is like the 60s
Oh, okay,
or 70s?
yeah. That movie takes place in the 60s or 70s. I thought you meant spiritualism in general, because it first started off kind of after the Civil War. There was a brief uptick, and then it kind of went down, and then World War I happened, and there was a brief. It went up again, and then you had the rise of like the spiritualists, Harry Houdini with Sir Arthur. Never mind. You know what? That's history. No one cares.
Anyway, I would like to see a show where it's a woman in the 60s or 70s trying to raise her kids on her own, but is being a mentalist.
That would be cool.
That's where I was going with that. And the creepy kid in that trailer freaked me out.
I have a book on spiritualism, so I know. Anyway, that'd be cool. You know what? I was surprised to see, and yet at the same time, I was a little disheartened to see Jodie Foster in Annabelle 2.
You know what I was disheartened to see?
Huh?
Annabelle 2. That's okay. The doll does not look like it was Seed of Chucky. That is not what the doll looks like.
She's Raggedy Ann.
She's Raggedy Ann.
In real life, the Warrens' Annabelle is Raggedy Ann. Like, it's a haunted Raggedy Ann.
And the Raggedy Ann doll actually creeps me out.
It is kind of creepy. I wanted to buy one, but I couldn't.
Well, when I was younger, my best friend's mom had this room. She collected Raggedy Ann and Andy's. Whole room was that, and it creeped me out as a kid. They're really cool, but freaked me out.
No, that would be creepy. I would be creeped out.
And now I am what I am today.
Yeah. I grew up next to a graveyard. History lesson for both of us. Anyway, that's enough bio material. Let's talk about Blair Witch. First off, what did you think?
It was exactly as I thought it would be, and that's not a bad thing, but it's exactly as I thought it would be. They took everything we liked from the first one, or that I liked from the first one. Not everybody did like it. And it ended, spoilers, but it ended exactly as I thought it would. And
well, it's found footage. It ends one way.
Yeah.
I mean, really, if you think about found footage movies, they end one way.
Especially the Blair Witch.
I mean, that's why it's called found footage. It's not like turned in footage. Hey, here's my homework.
But honestly, I did like it. I thought it was great. I like the original to begin with because it's one of the most genius marketing films in the world.
Yeah, it revolutionized online internet marketing because it was, it was early internet days. I mean, they were talking about, like, oh, we weren't sure yet if this was real. Like, I heard about the first time as this was real. It really happened. And I was like, oh my God, this could be real. Holy crap, they're going to publish this movie? That's crazy.
When I first saw the Blair Witch Project, the first one, we're going to go back into time for a second. Mm-hmm. When I saw the first one, I was too young probably to see it, but that doesn't stop me very much. And the next weekend, my dad took us camping. And I did not sleep at all because, like, things were falling from trees, making that cracking sound. I was sure we were going to die.
Yeah, I was in college when it came out, so I saw it in the theater, and I'm happy that I saw it in the theater, but it was one of those movies I saw once, and I was like, all right, that's cool. I don't need to really see this again, but it was good for what it was. It was good, and
I bought it as soon as I was allowed to.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so okay, cool. I liked it overall. I liked it. You're right. It was exactly what I thought it was going to be. There was nothing really surprising about the movie. In fact, it was almost like the Star Wars soft reboot. It's pretty much hitting the same exact plot points. They're tweaking some things. They're adding a little bit of here and there. They're updating the technology. I learned that the little earpiece cameras, that's real.
That's
no
cool.
idea.
Maybe we'll have to get some.
You know what? Maybe. Then I can have this view. You know what? You can't see that. I can't see that. Only I can see that. Right
I did like that they brought drones in for.
That was cool.
That was really cool. They could bring them up and see the entire tops of the forest. Mm-hmm. Didn't help them out very much.
No. And you know what? Honestly, I like the idea that how they explained how the witch became the witch.
Exactly. Yeah, they kind of do that if most people didn't see it, but there's a second VHS that came out right after the first one where it's cops that found the footage.
Oh, yeah.
And it kind of explains the history of the Blair Witch a little bit more, which was kind of cool. But for those of you who don't know about this film, or I'm sure you've seen it but don't know what it's about, basically it's about the brother of Heather from the original one, the only female character, I think, in the first one. And he finds some footage online thinking his sister might possibly be alive. So him and his friends, who's also filming a documentary for their film class.
Yeah. She's like, I need to film this for my film class, documentary class.
Same as the first one kind of thing. Yeah. So they go out to the woods to try and hopefully find his sister.
And they find something. But here's the thing. We're going to do spoilers in a second, but we'll tell you before that happens because here's the thing. I want to do a proper review. I want you to know what we think. And, sometimes you just got to really talk about, hey, this is what happened that really either A, I liked, or B, bothered me. So once we get to that point, I will tell you, and you can then turn it off because don't worry, we still got the view. So don't fear. So
but
we're
before
good.
You turn it off, make sure you go to 52 Weeks of Horror on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and give us thumbs ups and likes and follows. Fantastic. And then you can go away. You don't have to watch the rest of this video.
Now comes the spoiler section. The ending. The ending of the film. I had a little bit of an issue with the ending of the film. All right, and here's the thing. Here's this girl, Lisa. What's her name? I forget now. It was 20 minutes ago. I've already forgotten.
You don't really remember the characters' names. And that's because it's kids running through the woods screaming. It's all
that's kind of an issue. Is you kind of don't. I mean, I don't really care. I kind of cared about the brother James, who was the main character. That's why I remember his name. But the rest of the characters are kind of cardboard cutouts of college kids running through the woods.
I cared about one character the whole film. The Talia girl.
Oh yeah,
The purple-haired
the
girl.
purple-haired girl. I liked Lane. He was kind of funny, even though crazy. He just reminded me of a friend of mine, so that's why I liked him. But aside from,
He reminded me of this character. You haven't seen the show, but Californication.
oh,
David Duchovny's son at the end of the show. He's obnoxious as hell, and that's what that character was.
Yeah.
Obnoxious,
Yeah.
but creepy all at the same time.
yeah. Well, my friend isn't obnoxious. He's a really good guy. But Lane was. I don't know. I kind of liked him. And then when he was freaking out, it's like, it was 5 days since I've seen you.
And he's got a beard and all
Yeah.
that
Well,
stuff.
that's the point where he's like, it's been months. It's been months since I've seen you. And like that was kind of. I like that part of him. I felt for him. But no, the ending. The girl. She's holding up the camera, right? So because. If you look at the witch, you die. It's kind of like a Gorgon thing, like the Medusa. If you look at her, you turn to stone, you die, whatever. In this case, the witch is kind of pretty much the same thing. You look straight at her, you're dead, right? We're good. Okay, so she's looking using the camera, looking at the visor, viewfinder, and she's backing up, and she's backing up. Now, a minute ago, we just saw James being like, you have to stay in the corner, don't look at her, don't look at her, don't look at her, all right? So he's there, and all of a sudden he's like, oh, Heather, dead, right? So here's this girl being like, okay, cool, I have to Indiana Joneses and not look at the witch. So she's got the viewfinder, and she's walking backwards, and she's like, oh, okay, everything's fine, wait. And then she hears the voice of like, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, I'm James. She goes, James? Done.
The end.
The end. You just saw your friend just get killed by looking back. Why did you look back? Did you think that was going to be good? What would have been cooler is the camera dies. Because here's the one other issue I had was none of the cameras ever seemed to go die.
Well, she kept charging them.
Well, she charged them once.
They had,
one time.
yeah, they had the one.
This
scene.
camera, the camera we're using right now, that if I don't charge it after a couple hours, it's dead. It's dead.
But they did throw in the small scene of, hey, let me check your guys' stuff and put new cards and stuff like that.
But
so
that
didn't bother me.
Well, that was the day before. So I mean.
Was it?
Well, that's the thing. It's suddenly everlasting night. The sun does not work anymore.
I did like they throw in, it's 7 o'clock and it's still dark. I think they did that in the original type of thing, too. They were looking at their watches and they're like, why is it this? And
my favorite kill, though, was when Talia just snaps in half. It was spoiled in the trailer, which I was kind of annoyed about, but even in the film, it was cool. Break the stick, the girl just folds backwards.
Oh, that was cool.
Oh, that was cool.
I did like how they did the witch as well. Like, it was weird, and you don't really see her, but they tell earlier in the story that she was put up on a tree and rocks tied to her arms and
just, like,
legs,
stretched.
and it stretched her, and she died eventually to exposure.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
But see, that's the thing. You're not like Stretch. Like, we are not Stretch Armstrong here. That's the only thing about like you can. Like, you'll get pulled apart, sure, but...
Yeah, but also...
It sounds like she's not being pulled apart, she's just dying.
Also, spirits and witches like this movie do not exist. It's a film.
Fair. That's fair.
Either way, I liked this film. It brought back a lot of nostalgia for me from the first one. We completely ignore the second film. Piece of crap that was.
Book of Shadows.
So bad. There's no reason to turn that the found footage movie into movie format. Is that what I'm saying?
Yeah, basically. It's kind of like not an epistolary
It had some
form,
good good concepts, but that was not
it.
That's not how you do this film.
Yeah.
This is how you make a sequel to this film.
I think you could make a regular film based off a found footage film.
Don't call it the sequel.
Well, you could maybe not. You could probably call it something else, or you call it like Blair Witch, Origins or something like that, and then you make a film based on like the prequels or whatever. You could do something and change styles up, but I think ultimately it's probably not a good idea. Honestly, I like the film. I give it like like an 80%, but it's found footage, so there's no surprises to it. But it is the actual sequel finally that we should have got.
I will say it doesn't drag the same way the first one does. The first one, it was new to found footage, so we hadn't really gotten that at that point in time. Yeah. So of course it dragged a lot.
Yeah. Well, a lot of it was improv too. Like they just had concepts. They were going out into the woods with concepts of what they were supposed to do, and the directors were like, "Okay, now try this. Now try that. Try this."
Now scream a lot.
Now, yeah, there was no real script. It was mostly an outline. So I give them credit for it. I mean, please.
But ultimately, this is the sequel I wanted and have wanted for a long time.
Yeah, this is a proper sequel to that movie. But the question I really have though is that, you know, the movie is doing okay. It's not doing great. It's not doing like fantastic. It's doing okay. Some people are starting to call it a flop already. I don't know if I call it a flop yet. I'm waiting. I'm still waiting on the box office. But that makes me wonder: is the found footage genre as we know it over? Haley, what do you think?
I think I'm gonna go with it's ending. It's not done yet, but it's ending. I think this film was definitely for the fans. Mm-hmm. This was not to be anything new whatsoever. But I do think the found footage thing is ending, which makes me sad because I do kind of like the found footage when done right.
Found footage to me is like the reality show of the movie world. You know, for a long time, you know, there for a while, we got everything. You turn on TV, it was a reality show. For movies, low budget indie horror, everything was found footage. In fact, you still go on like something like Netflix and stuff like that, and you'll still find found footage constantly coming out, but it's not getting the play that it used to. It's not getting like the movies, like they're not coming out in the multiplexes. Like this is like the first found footage film in a long time, aside from Cloverfield, the old one, the first one. That
was too much for me. That one's made me sick and like nauseous, motion sickness.
Yeah.
But I really do think the reason why it's ending is because technology is evolving. Look at this. We have a show on YouTube right now. Everyone else has a show on YouTube. You can do anything, and it's kind of desensitized people to the point. I can go online and search up the craziest stuff. Blair Witch is not going to scare many people. I did jump 15 times.
Oh my God, there was an obscene amount of jump scares. Obscene.
You jumped though.
I think once. All of once I jumped. I think I jumped one time but there was like 100 scattered throughout the film. She jumped a lot more than I did.
But that's expected of me. That's what I do.
Yeah. They were trying to go for the scary film, and I will get into that at some point in a later video. Scary versus horror. It's going to be great. You'll love it. I think. I don't care if you do. I like it. Anyway, so yeah.
Please don't run away based off that comment alone.
Hey, man, if you come talk to me about horror. We can have fun. We can discuss. It'll be great. If you don't care, it's your loss. I'm still going to talk about it anyway. So, peace. Anyway.
And if you have a comment for Jeff, thumbs up and comment down below.
Indeed. You want to talk about horror? Let's talk. Go to the website, 52weeksofhorror.com. Send me a line. We will discuss. Go on to the Facebook page, whatever. I love to discuss horror. Comment below. We can talk. You know what? Because this is awesome. I love to be scared. You like to be scared? It's cool, right?
It's my job.
That's right. Anyway, with that, I hope you enjoyed our review of Blair Witch. And we're looking forward to the upcoming films. Ouija, Origin of Evil, The Bye-Bye Man, and Annabelle 2.
I'm so excited for Annabelle 2.
Hey, it's either that or Vampire's Orgy. Vampire's Night Orgy. That's what it's called.
Actually, we're going to watch Strippers versus Werewolves.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, we'll talk about that next time. All right. Love you all. Don't forget to make that scary.